First of all, I believe as a lawyer that what APC did is unconstitutional by the express provisions of the Constitution. Section 15, subsection 1, that defined the political objectives of Nigeria, talked about our motto: unity, faith, peace, and progress. Subsection 2 said, accordingly, national integration shall be actively encouraged, whilst discrimination on the basis of place of origin, religion, ethnic, linguistic, etc. shall be prohibited. Use the word prohibited. Then if you descend to 3D subsection, he said the state shall have a duty in pursuance to the pursuit of national integration, shall encourage the forming of associations that cut across ethnic, linguistic, and religious barriers. The concept of the presidency implies an association between the president and the vice. Section 142 made it clear that the president, before he is duly nominated, shall find an associate who shall be his vice president. So the concept of the presidency is an association, and the state has a duty to ensure that when you are forming that association, it must cut across religious barriers. Look at subsection 4 of that beautiful section. It said that the state shall promote a feeling of belonging and involvement amongst the various peoples of Nigeria, to the end that loyalty to the nation shall override sectional loyalties.
Yeah, I mean, we had a senator who was here and he pointed out all of that.
Very good. So how does Muslim ticket at the presidency encourage integration, involvement, and participation of the Christians in Nigeria in the politics of Nigeria? And you know what? Section 17 made it clear. He said the state social order shall be founded on the ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. Equality amongst the religions and even in the population. The religion is almost 100 million versus 100 million. So how do you say it? And let me descend to the constitution of APC. Being a former member of the Presidential Campaign Council, the APC summarized it and even made it more strong.
That's in its constitution.
Constitution of APC. He said the APC should build a nation that will guarantee political stability, respect and understanding, mutual and peaceful coexistence, and equal opportunities to all.
So we're heading towards political instability, even if the APC wins. That's what you're saying.
It is very, very plain. When you have the president and the vice of a religion, no matter what you do, you are already flawed. You cannot, it's unappeasable.
Now, can't we balance that with maybe the president of the Senate, yes, and a speaker of the House of Representatives coming from the Christian faith, or maybe even traditionalists? What if the candidate is already thinking towards that, to create a balance?
Elementary government will teach you that there are 3 different arms of government: executive, legislature, and judiciary. These arms are equal and opposite, and they are separate. So why would you talk about balancing the legislature with the executive? No, they are not an association. You balance the executive with the executive. You balance the legislature with the legislature. You balance the judiciary with the judiciary. That is the concept of the federal character and zoning arrangement. Even in the judiciary, where it is by appointment, they still take note of our federal character. And the conduct of affairs of every government must reflect that federal character. So you cannot...
There was a call actually for a southern presidency.
Yes.
And we've got someone from the south in a very big party, in fact, the governing party. Why would someone like you want to leave that governing party when there's a southern candidate just because of the issues of religion? Because, I mean, some others are saying that these are issues that can be settled if eventually the South gets the presidency.
As a young man of 24, it pleased the Almighty God to bless me with fame and fortune. I happen to be the first actor that acted the first movie that started Nollywood. You do not contemplate that I will enter politics for my self-aggrandizement. No. Nigeria is my pursuit in politics, and I will keep searching for it until I find it. So whatever you want to give me as a person is secondary. Give me Nigeria. Give me stability. Give me employment to the youths. Give me sense of belonging. Give me participation of everybody. And you would have made my day. I was in APC all this while. I did everything. I erected the secretariat of APC in my ward, in my local government.
I saw you defending Buhari even when it was
good,
very difficult for a lot of his persons to
beautiful
defend him in the southeast.
APC has done nothing for me personally. Have you ever seen me complain? And I'm not going to complain.
So what party are you moving to? I
am not contemplating any party yet. But I must have to tell you, a friend of mine, a northern brother of mine from Kano State, when he learned I was coming to this program, he told me that I must be obicentric going forward.
You should join the obedient movement.
Good. This is a northern Muslim talking. Anybody that is telling you that northern Muslims will not support Christians is telling you false statement. And that is the problem with bringing octogenarians to manage your party and manage the affairs of government. Senator Adamu.
Have you joined the obedience team?
I am obicentric, but I have not joined any party because that is the ticket that has actually provided for me that stability, that youthful energy that we need to change the system of Nigeria at this time.
Those in APC and PDP says it's just an internet sensation. I mean, social media buzz. And of course, that, for example, on Saturday, when the Osun State governorship election will be held, that you will see where Labour Party will be. And it won't be among the top 3 or something like that. When they say such things, what do you say to them?
Do you remember the time that APC was campaigning in 2015? They were the originators of internet sensation. And so why are they crying if it is not making any impact? When I read business administration, they taught me that the strategy of marketing starts with drawing attention. We call it the IADA principle. Attention, interest, desire before action. So stimulating attention of the people is the first thing you have to do when you want to market a product.
And Obi is doing that well?
They are doing it effectively well. And that is why those people are rattled.
Okay, as we try to round off this conversation, we've seen a lot of actors like you pitching their tent with this same presidential candidate that you're running away from. I mean, so if you're going away, some of your colleagues are going to Tinubu and all of that. What do you make of such moves?
They are making the moves as actors, simpliciter, that are entitled to the appearance fee.
So they're acting movies.
You can say that again.
So there's an element of deception there.
I wouldn't say that with you. But they have the right to go in as actors and ask for the appearance fee. I am going in as a politician that understands the rudiments and implications of the decisions I'm making today for my future and the future of my children. Yet unborn.
Tinubu had got a bishop or a pastor like Buhari did and all of that. Do you think that the Southeast would have voted for him? Other parts of the country would have voted, because I mean we saw Buhari and Oshibanjo, and yet the Southeast, a lot of politicians there were trying to run away from that. A lot of persons were still tied to PDP and all of that. Do you think by doing that, that can resolve any issues for Tinubu?
Now, PDP has been the greatest fraud on Southeast, and that was one of the reasons why I left the party. I told my people PDP was going to ruin them politically, and PDP has done just that. They have been sheepishly following PDP from 1999, giving them 95% of their votes, whether it is a Fulani Muslim or a Christian from South, or it was PDP all through. Now, PDP, after 24 years, did not even consider them qualified, not for the presidency, not for the vice presidency, and in the ticket of the presidency, for a party they sacrificed all, they got nothing. So PDP...
Ifeanyi not Igbo enough for you.
Ifeanyi Okowa is not from Southeast. When you talk about geopolitical zoning, you are talking about geographical expressions. You're not talking about...
He's a full Igbo. It's just that he finds himself in Delta State.
Good.
Which happens to be in the South.
Good.
Very quickly before we end.
Then it will be very, it wouldn't be, it would accord to justice for him to take things that will come from South in the name of Igbo, and then come back to take things that will come to Southeast in the name of Igbo. There are Yorubas in North Central, in Kwara State. Would you want them to take the position that is meant for Southwest? So Okowa is Igbo. I have no doubt about that. I love him and respect him for that. When it comes to geopolitical balancing, he is South. and he has to allow what has to do with Southeast.
That if Tinubu had made
Yes.
a pope or a bishop or pastor,
Yes.
his advice, would the Southeast have voted for him quickly?
Now,
just before
when you want a region or a geopolitical zone to vote for you, what do you have for them?
Okay.
That is politics. It's about the interest of my people. Our people that have been ruling us have been very, very, very extravagant in their failure, just as the Senator Adamu has been publicly proclaiming his proclivity to primordial sentiment.
All right.
Now, my people must learn to negotiate their interest in order to give their votes.
All
that they
right,
have not done.
thank you so much. Kenneth Okonkwo is a former member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, an actor, lawyer, businessman, and all of that. We must thank you so much, especially for your passion for Nigeria. And that's how it's been for this edition of the Arise interview. Do join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye and thank you for watching. I'm Somna Sambo.